Hey, my name is Zachary Beck, and my film was Party Foul. This was a wonderful film that I was able to be part of, and it's all about three friends who are in high school together, and they plan on throwing the biggest party of their lives. But as, many party films go, it doesn't really go according to plan, and they just so happen to end up arrested. So some key points are how did my film challenge conventions and how did it represent social groups or issues? First of all, I do feel like our film really incorporated like stereotypical. We have the nerd character who's, all brains, and then we have the stoner guy who is wearing the drug rug. He speaks in a very cool, very chill, monotone voice. And then we have this gothic kid. And all of them play a key role into this friend group that they're in. And I believe it clashes well together, and it all really hits that stereotypical guidelines for movies. I also feel like the conventions that we challenged and issues that face the real world are really the lengths that people go through to impress others. In this case, our characters in the film who are actively trying to set up this biggest party ever and really want to impress everyone to the point where they're going out and getting drugs and end up knocked out because of it. But it's just this length that they shouldn't typically go through to have that attention. But in this case, we're obviously representing those social issues. I feel like our film really engages with the older audiences due to its kind of mature content, but also crude humor that's in it. And I feel like if we would have to distribute this media, if it was a feature-length film, I do think that advertisements or commercial usage would be extremely valuable. I do believe that our film is directed towards a much older audience, because obviously 5-year-olds aren't going to want to watch a drug deal go down. Instead, we do have this grudgy kind of interviewing room. Throughout production, I believe our skills have really developed in producing a film, because a lot of it was improvised at the start. We weren't sure what we were going to do, but we were able to plan it out, have our shoot sheet, and kind of really get all the factors in this film that we wanted together. So instead of going into it blind and making things up on the spot, we were able to sit there and plan it out thoroughly. I do know some of the shots, such as the beer shot when Oscar is calculating how many solo cups we would need for the party. That shot was improvised on the spot. We knew what kind of camera work we wanted, but we weren't too sure how to improvise it on the spot. And finally, the technology we used for this film mainly involved Premiere Pro, working with the video editing. We used DSLRs for recording. We used shotgun mics for recording the audio behind it, because we definitely knew during the house scene that, when he stands up and he flings his arms back, we knew we would have to hear Oscar pretty well. And so we used that shotgun mic to really capture the audio in that room, because it was very echoey. So, just kind of the workarounds to that by using the technology at our hands was really great. We also used our mobile phones to capture some behind-the-scenes footage. A lot of the time, one of us weren't doing much, so we would have one of us with our phones recording all of it, just as everyone's setting up, recording, and just kind of getting everything set up. The last point I kind of want to hit is that a lot of this was time management. When are we going to film? When are we going to be here and here? Because in one shot, we were going to a rundown Burger King because we needed a spot to do a, quote, drug deal. And so, having that plan, needing everyone together so we can shoot that film was it was a big part of this film, because also, getting together on our own time instead of during schooling, which typical assignments, have you stay in school, do the assignments. We were out doing our own thing for a lot of the time, and I feel like that has improved our skills with filmmaking greatly. With our actual opening, I wasn't told until after the fact that it gave off a very Napoleon Dynamite feel, with the sketch and the logo on paper. With Napoleon, they had all the text written out, and I think it was food, if I'm not wrong, which I really like that vibe, because it also went along with our film, and that handcrafted, we're just kind of kids doing our own thing. And I felt like that really, in general, incorporated who we are as filmmakers. I mean, we're just a few kids wanting to film, and I felt like that was what we were really going for with that opening.